Being back with Cabin 13 masks. Anyway, pork butts were up down in the refrigerator, going in the oven at 6 o'clock in the morning. Some beach gonna taste good, let me tell you. Anyway, back to the program here. We ain't talking about pork butts. We're talking about hockey mash, Jason mash. Just put the first coat, sorry about smoking, of satin almond on here. This is the first coat. You see what I was talking about with these cuts here of prop damage. I'd like to hear your input on it. Tell me what you guys think, man. Honestly, I myself dig it. I think it just adds, like I say, it adds flavor. It adds flavor to the mask. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for flavor to the mask that we're creating. Yeah. We can make a film mask, we can order one. And some of them, I have noticed some of them, and I looked up the other day, Top Notch. I think Top Notch has it, maybe. Them or Cloverdale, one of the two. That has the prop damage on it, but it's not in detail like that. That's the way I prefer it, and that's the way I'm going to do it unless otherwise specified. You could, if you order something from my Etsy shop and say you want that particular mask, but you don't want that in it, you can message me and tell me, just no extra, just plain. Okay, and I have no issue doing that. I'm easy to get in touch with. I'm quick to get back with you. As some of my previous customers, I'm quick draw McGraw. Yeah. I'm gonna let this one dry, and dry pretty good. I'm gonna throw another coat on it. I'm probably not gonna get to actually doing detailing on it this evening, considering that it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Although I could stay out here all night. Why, you ask? That's a question worth examining. Because it don't bother me. But I gotta get some rest. Rest and epilepsy, they go together like peas and carrots, as Forrest Gump said. I always do 2 coats of that one. I mean, that satin almond is just, it matches up real nice. You really don't have to do too much dirty work to it. Very minimal. I just like adding a little extra, just for my own personal flavor on it. That's right. You don't have to do it that way. I just like to do it that way. I like to add just a little bit of what I see up here. My vision on it. But that satin almond, it's right in there. I give you advice: don't use the gloss. Don't use gloss almond. It's not a shiny mask. I'm gonna quit. We're quitting. We're quitting smoking. But yeah, it's not a shiny mask. Look it up yourself. You can see it. It's not like a glazed donut. It just ain't. It's just got a shimmer. It's a little shimmer of shine to it. Not barely noticeable. But like I said, I'm gonna go legit on this one. You know, besides what I did, as far as the prop damage goes. But like I said on that, I like to do that. You know, other mask makers out there, y'all probably don't, or you probably do. I don't know. I haven't seen it in any of the videos I've watched, but I like adding that extra bam to it. You know, and just to me, it makes more sense because it's prop, and if you watch the movie, it's. I know it's hitting it, at least in my mind. That's what I envision. It's got to be tagging that man. It's got to be. So that's why I like to add the extra ticks on there. Again, 2 coats, man. I do 2 coats of the primer, 2 coats of satin almond. I'll do 1 coat of the Matty over it, and I want that to sit pretty good. You know, that's why I'm not going to tinker with it no more tonight. You know, if it was earlier in the day, I'd go ahead and play with it, but I'm going to let that marinate overnight and get a good stick to the mask itself. And then tomorrow we'll get out here and we'll start adding flavor to it, man. Coloring it in. I'm not going to do too much dark on the jaw. It's like I do the part 7s. And very minimal, maybe some muddy kind of color, just a little bit. Muddy, bloody. Muddy, bloody. Say that 5 times fast. Muddy, bloody, 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 nutty, buddy. Oh, but by the way, these little plates I use, they're cheap. You know, so I use most of the time. You know, I use the paper plates, just flat out like you get at a pizza shop, paper plate. Because I don't have a painter's tray and all that other fancy schmoody doody stuff. I don't need it, you know. I'm not Picasso out here. I'm just painting masks, and I just need the colors that I need and chuck it. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal, Johnny. But that's how I do my part 6s, you know, as far as the initial starting process on it, painting wise, you know. Get it drilled out like you want. You know, get your prop damage like you want. Sand it. Wash it. Let it dry. Prime it. Prime it twice, you know. Put your satin almond up there, 2 coats. And then your Matty clear coat on it. And then start working your detail on it. It comes out nice, man. Especially, like I said, when I work it wet, I work the sponge wet. And I use these little Walmart sponges. Like $3-4 for 6 of them. And they'll last, man. I'll get a couple, like this one here. It's pretty much got the colors I'm going to use on the mask. But I can't stress enough how much these little makeup brushes do, man. They add so much. Like this guy, especially when you're working eyes. When you're working the eyes, it spreads it nice, blends it nice. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to whack you, Mr. Paper Towel, but it blends it nice. But you guys are going to do this mask with me. Not necessarily the whole mask, because I don't want to do, you might. I mean, I might just do the whole damn thing with you, just so you can see. And by the way, you can buy them pre-straps, made already. I like myself. I like to make my own. These are 3/4 by 48. You can get it Hobby Lobby. And they're $8 a roll. And I use my part 7s, I get these guys from, you can get them from Michaels. I'm pretty sure Hobby Lobby has them too, but it's my part 7 straps. You know, I trim them down, but I will say this. Rather than trying to use a razor knife to chop those things, Home Depot has these crescent with scissors, and they do a hee-haw of a job of cutting leather. It's nice. Cuts like butter. Works like a champ. And I just got to get my snap lock tool, which I'm not using snaps on this one because it's rivets. Yay! But yeah, Michaels. And I pre-cut my backs for the part 6 man. I haven't actually bought a pre-made set for part 6 man straps yet, but I might try one just to see. But so far making them myself is easy. You know, is it actual movie accurate in the back? No. You know, there's one extra rivet I put in. Yeah. Could I do it? Yeah, I could probably, you know, put some glue back there and call it a day with it. But I just like adding that extra rivet just cause. You know, sorry about the cigarette. But making those straps, man, is easy. And usually about 17 inches, I want to say, for the sides and 12 for the top. I go a little bit longer. You know, I give a little bit of play because, like I say in most of my videos, every peanut is not the same size, but the hoods, you know, are different. And they fit differently. Like I said, some people got a lot of hair, some people got good sized peanuts, some people don't, like myself. But if you're using it as a display, it's beautiful. You know, like I said, it works like a champ, which I showed you already on this guy. You got that sitting in a case, looks great. Yeah. Works great. But like I said, this guy's gonna dry. Yeah, I'm gonna throw one more coat on it before I dip out of here. Let it dry. Let it dry. Yeah. Let it dry. I like to throw a coat of Matty on it before I dip. So, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube land, I might just do a little thing, man, where I just might give a mask away. Yeah, I just might do that. Sounds like a good idea, don't it? Who the hell don't like free stuff? A free mask? Yeah. Maybe a free mask of your choosing. That makes it even better. I just might do that. Yeah. I think that might be in the making. Sounds like a good idea to me. A free mask. You know, and it ain't got to be a contest or anything. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make a contest out of it. I'll offer a free mask. But I gotta come up with something, a riddle. Maybe a riddle, like in the Dark Ages or something. Because if I do a Friday the 13th riddle, most of anybody who watches, sees my videos already know Friday the 13th stuff. Yeah. But it might just be a secret question. If you answer it correctly, you get a free mask. of your choosing. I just got to come up with the question. So I'm going to need a day or two to think about the question. And if you get the question correctly in 3 minutes. Which I'm waiting on some more masks to come in anyway. So with that being said, I'm gonna take these guys off. These are my out here working glasses. So throw one more coat on there. Well, I'm gonna think of a question for the next video or so. I'm gonna decide on which mask I want to give away. Or I'll pick out 3 masks and you can pick one of your choosing. That sounds like a better plan. So I'm gonna think of a question, 3 masks, one of your choosing. It's all yours. So with that being said, Dean with Cabin 13 Mask heading out. I'll see you guys more. Have a happy evening.